ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Kelsey Johnson. Welcome to Sports Tuesday. The Olympic flame burns for the women's national softball team, who will get an opportunity to play in a qualifier this summer in hopes of sliding in some victories and a spot in the 2020 Olympic Games. The qualifier will be held in Canada in August. We get a full report from our Charles Fisher.
Good news for our Bahamian ladies softball players. They have been selected to play in the 2020 Olympic qualifiers to be held in Canada in August.
All the teams that took part in the Pan Am and CAC qualifiers are teams that can take part in the tournament. So far, and checking, I've only seen about 6 teams registered so far. So along with the Bahamas, that's 7 because we registered to go. It could be as much as 16 teams.
3 spots will be up for grabs.
We're going to try to put together a young dynamic team to be able to compete with the rest of the world. So hopefully we get a good team. We have players that's in college in the United States, and we're hoping that we could get them in on our team and bring the level of play up, and hopefully the pitching is a part of that.
Now, even though Team Bahamas has yet to be named, Bahamas Softball Federation President Ted Miller has named the management team.
I named Mr. Bobby Bailey Fernando manager of the team, and he has been working from the day, it's been, I guess, nearly a month ago now that I had a meeting with him and asked him to do this. He has already chosen Mr. Shane Albury and Mr. Yvonne Lockett out of Grand Bahama to work with him on the team, and he's been working from day one.
Softball season in the various islands will get underway as early as next month. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Charles Fisher.
Thank you so much, Fisher. As competition continues in Abu Dhabi on Wednesday, the 24-member team representing the Bahamas at the Special Olympics World Games will look to add to the medal count. The Bahamas has 5 gold, 2 silver, and 5 bronze medals so far. They've also added a couple of 4th-place finishings to go along with 2 place markings. Now, the 4x400-meter relay will be one of the feature highlights for Team Bahamas in the morning. Here are a few results from competition earlier today. Charlicia Bain came in 5th in the 400 meters. Her time was 1 minute 12.20 seconds. Christopher Roll was 6th in the 100 meters in 12.66 seconds, and Tavares Cooper 5th in the 100 meters, 13.04 seconds. An historic weekend for the University of the Bahamas Athletic Department. The collegiate-based sporting program participated in its first international golf tournament in Miami Shores, playing against Kaiser University and Johnson & Wales University.
I played all right in terms of my short game. The long game could have been a bit better. It's a good learning experience, per se. I hope to do better next time. Could have been way better from off the tee, and even when it came down to hitting some of my long guys, I could have done better. I could have been a little bit more focused, I believe it was. I was taking on shots I shouldn't take on, but some worked out and some didn't. That's basically what it is. Good job.
He has paced the sidelines for many years, drawing up plays that netted him numerous championship titles. And while he celebrated with his team, he always said the win was all about and for the players. Now it's his time to shine.
It's always an honor, and I'm appreciative of the staff, administration staff, the principal, and also the students of CC Sweden to recognize me for the hard work and dedication I've given to the school over the past 11 years. And anytime that persons can, honor you while you're alive, based on the work you have done in this community and the country at large, you could be appreciative of that. It just shows that hard work pays off, and I'm definitely honored and very appreciative of what CC Sweden has decided to do for me at this very time in my life.
Mario Bowleg has won 5 Hugh Campbell basketball titles, 2 GSSA titles, and has appeared in a number of final games. He has also won the first national high school basketball championship title.
Coach Bowleg has been with us for many, many years, and we saw it. We would do something in the form of what his passion is, which is basketball. So what we're doing on Saturday afternoon is we're hosting a championship all-star game at the AF Athlete Gym with other competitions that day. The first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be hosting 3-point shootout competition and dunk competitions for various categories. We have a celebrity game. That should be a fun game. That game will be between officials, senior officials from the Department of Education, and teachers, administrators, and coaches within the schools, the public schools now. So that should be a really, really, really fun game to come out and watch. The last game for the night will be our featured game, which is an all-star game between the senior boys in the Northern New Providence District and the Southern New Providence Districts. So that schools, the Northern District will be C.C. Sweeting, C.R. Walker, C.I. Gibson, and Doris Johnson, and they will be playing against Anatole, C.V. Bethel, Government High, and R.M. Bailey.
The Commonwealth Bank Giants continues to cash in and roll on in the winning column of the New Providence Basketball Association. The team banked another win on Monday night, 98-71, beating on the University of the Bahamas Mingos. The Giants stomped to a 2-games lead in the best-of-5 series with the Mingos.
I think, fatigue may have played a bit of a factor. We got into some foul problems. Sylvester got himself in some foul problems. Kind of took himself out of the game after that. Anton Bevins is a good player, but he is not the leading scorer in this team. Kimsey Sylvester has to get it going if we're going to mount a comeback. We had 3 of our key players with 8 points. Sylvester with 8, Ramon Dames with 8, Justin Smith with 8. We expect more from those guys. We demand more from them if we're going to win.
Taking a commanding 2-game lead in their best-of-5 series in the New Providence Basketball Association is your Essential Store Giants, who defeated the Triple K Stampers 85-79. Adrian Thompson with a double-double performance on Monday night, 18 points, 16 rebounds, and 8 assists. Now I'm being joined live in studio by the men's national soccer manager, Mr. Dion Cadet. He's no stranger here, working here as well at the Broadcasting Corporation. But welcome to the Bahamas tonight.
Thank you.
Now, it's a big weekend for Team Bahamas, the Rake and Scrape boys. What is on the line for our men's national soccer team?
Well, we're going into the final stage of the Nations League tournament down in Dominica, and we travel out on Thursday to Dominica for a game on Saturday evening. And why it's really big is because we just had a big morale booster on the weekend pass where we produced an excellent game. We scored. We not only scored, but we dominated the game. And the guys were in Jacksonville for a week before the Turks and Caicos International Friendly. And now we're all geared up to go to Dominica and hopefully have the same type of success. Talk
about the importance of hosting a camp ahead of major competition and then a friendly on top of that, like you say, so the momentum can carry over.
Well, that was the brainchild of President Anton Seeley and soccer consultant Sean Bubb. And one of the reasons for that is because unlike a lot of other countries, the Bahamas is very unique in that our very best players, when they become at a certain stage, we ship them off and they go to the various colleges in the U.S. and they're playing there. So we have a challenge of getting the team together. Soccer, unlike other sports, really require 11 on pitch, understanding each other and being in sync. And the only way we were going to do that was to use the spring break. Well, most of the guys had a spring break, and a number of universities cooperated with us and allowed their kids out to be a part of this experience. So for 1 week, they worked together twice a day. Then they brought that back to New Providence on Saturday pass and had a very impressive match against Turks and Caicos.
Now, you spoke about chemistry. That is very important on any team sport, on any level. Talk about the new faces, some of the players we don't know. I know about Gavin Christie, but Terry Delancey, his hat trick really paid off for the Bahamas.
Yeah. Terry had an excellent game, and Terry's not a newcomer. Terry's been on squad from under 17 national teams in 2010. But in terms of newcomers, you had the likes of Jaime Thompson. That was his first international match and first international goal. So he's playing at the University of Charleston. Then we had some returning faces who had been off squad for a period. Happy Hall has returned. So has Chris Larson. And we had the likes of another, I guess, returning play. He didn't play against Anguilla. Ricardo McPhee played in Belize, and he also played against Antigua, but he had a goal. So Iraqi had a really, really brilliant third goal. So altogether, we've got some new, some old, and some returning.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Cadet, for joining me live, and we wish Team Bahamas all the success in their upcoming qualifier coming Saturday with Dominica, is it?
Yes,
Dominica.
Yeah.
In Dominica. We wish you all the success, and we're rooting for you. Well, that's all the time we have for sports. Once again, I'm Kelsey Johnson.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.